If everybody needs a hobby, we have a student here who's going to tune us into what it's like to be a musician on campus. This is PUC-CAST. Tonight we have a special guest with us whose musical talents have ranged far and wide here on campus, mostly found in the Music Center and in Granger Hall. With us tonight is Blake Penland, a junior social work major. Good to have you on the show.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
First time. All right. First question I have for you is, did you play prior to college?
Yeah. I actually have always been really into music. I think it wasn't until I was 15 that I knew anyone existed besides Elvis Presley. He kind of like controlled my music scene. And then got into Tupac somehow. Don't know how that happened.
Easy jump.
It's a pretty easy jump, yeah. And but when I was in, I think it was 6th grade, my dad bought me a guitar. I really wanted to play saxophone, and he said, "You can't play that around a campfire. Here's a guitar." And then I started playing guitar.
Wow.
Yeah. So
interesting advice.
Yeah.
Right.
We go camping a lot, so he wanted non-saxophone music.
Did you ever take up the saxophone?
No. I've tried to play it a few times, and it's really complicated. So anyone that plays saxophone, good on you.
All right. What instruments do you play?
I try to play a lot of instruments. Pan flute, not very good at that. I enjoy it though. But I'd probably say the instrument I play the most is my guitar. I dabble in piano. I can't read music, which is kind of a bummer. I really wish I could. I've tried. I'm just not very good at it because I get impatient and I just try to make up stuff. Yeah. I like playing what I hear or what sounds good in my mind.
So you're more like a auditory learner.
Very much so.
No problem, no problem. Tell me, what is it like to be a student and a musician here on campus?
It's interesting. I sometimes play my guitar and sing outside of Granger, and you get mixed responses. Some guys are like, "Hey, shut up, I'm sleeping." Yeah. And then, "Oh, okay, cool, thanks." And then other guys come up, or girls, and they're like, "Thanks, I really like that." Actually, I work for custodial, and I was cleaning in the finance department. Yeah. And one of the women there, she said, "I really appreciate your music," and I was like, "Thanks." Wow. It meant a lot. Yeah. So I don't know if she can hear it in the finance department while I'm playing. That's kind of intense. But I think she was walking out from work or something because I play in the afternoon sometimes. So yeah. And last year, more so, I was in a band for a little while, and we did some shows at the campus center and the fireside room. That was really fun. Yeah. There hasn't been that many shows lately. Okay. It's been, I don't know why.
Spring quarter gets pretty busy for everybody, but
well, even not so much this year actually. Really? I've noticed last quarter there was a few shows. I think the West Atlantic and some people played. Nice.
We were talking earlier about your time abroad in Australia, and I was wondering, first, how long were you there, and did being there influence your music at all?
Yes. Yes, I was there.
That was very succinct. Thank you.
For a while. I went August, like the first day of August, I flew over. Around there, there was some trouble with my passport. I don't know what was going on with that, and I stayed till almost Christmas. So from August till Christmas, pretty much. Wow. Went to Avondale School, and it really influenced my music.
How so?
Two ways. The first way is I have grown a lot closer to Christ, and my music has shifted to be a little bit more Christian focused, whereas before it was more romance or secularly focused. But now my music is definitely more has a Christian aspect to it. And some of my songs are actually Christian, what I would say Christian songs, whereas some may not be Christian songs, they have a Christian undertone to them, for sure. And then the other way, I actually didn't have any money for the last 2 months. I was telling you that earlier. I was kind of forced into playing it because I couldn't get a working visa because I was an American student. I got it later, but at first I couldn't. So I was kind of forced to do something about money. I had no money, and my CAF card ran out, so I was really hungry all the time. So, but luckily I had some friends in the CAF. That was nice. But my other way of getting money is I would go to different spots in Australia. I went to Sydney, Newcastle, Tuggerah, different places like shopping centers, and I would just open my guitar case and start playing on the streets, and people would drop money in. Sometimes a lot of money. One time I played for 8 minutes before security, because security doesn't, it's called busking, and you have to have a busking license. So sometimes security checks up, and when they hear that you have an American voice, they run you off sometimes. But one time I played for 8 minutes and I got $32. So it's pretty sweet.
So there's some benefit to it. Do you plan to have this go on after college, or?
You know, I will always play music, whether I pursue it professionally or semi-professionally, like street stuff. I've played in restaurants and, am I allowed to say bars on PUC-CAST? I don't know.
If not, we can always cut it out.
Okay. Well, I've played in a few bars. I wasn't consuming alcohol. Just they asked me to play, so I played there.
Performer.
Yeah. And I think even with my career in social work, on the weekends I would really like to play music, or even and if people like my music enough, I would pursue it as a real career as well.
So it sounds like it's a passion of yours, but it's not going to be your primary income.
The only reason it wouldn't be my primary income is because I don't know if I can legitimately have that as a real income, because, you know, I mean, I hear a lot of stories. There's millions and millions of really good, great musicians out there that really never make it, and I have to have a backup plan. So
good call. My
backup plan for social work is rock star. if social work doesn't work out.
You know. Again, an easy transition.
Yeah, I like to make those jumps.
All right, now I have one final question before we go on to the next part, and that is, you're going to be playing a song for us, and I'd love for you to tell a little bit about it, what it's called, how you came to write it, and basically the history of the song.
Yeah. Well, the song I'm going to play is actually the first song that I wrote in Australia. So I got there, whipped out my guitar, and before I even went to sleep, just started playing around on it. And then as the weeks went by, I kept playing my guitar. I just loved it. I didn't know anyone, and so I kind of retracted into my guitar, sort of, because I just wanted to play, and it helped me meet people. And there was a girl there who was from South Africa, I think, and she told me this story about her sister who was in not a very healthy relationship. And I was like, that's kind of an interesting, intense story.
Yeah.
And so I went back to my room and I started just playing some tunes on my guitar, and I started writing this song about not rushing a person in a relationship, not rushing someone's innocence, in a sense, which is actually the name of the song, Innocence in a Sense.
All right.
So it's hard to, when you read it, it's easy to see, but when you just hear it, it's like innocence in a sense. A little play on words.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
So the song, it was my first song I wrote in Australia, and it was just about not rushing people in a relationship and making sure that you take the time to really get to know that person and really fall in love with them for real.
Sounds good. Well, thank you, Blake. I look forward to hearing it.